Okay, hello there guys, Billabo10000 here, bringing you another Let's Play. This is the Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. It is one of my favourite PlayStation 1 games of all time, and it is something that I do hold dear to my heart. It was a brilliant game in my childhood, and I recently found out it was on PC. So, we're just gonna get straight into it. I've been having a lot of trouble recording it, so hopefully this goes well. If not, well, we'll see.
Kain is deified. The clans tell tales of him. Few know the truth. He was mortal once, as were we all. However, his contempt for humanity drove him to create me and my brethren. I am Raziel, firstborn of his lieutenants. I have served Kain a millennium. The gift continued to evolve. We became less human and more divine. Kain would enter the state of change and emerge with a new gift. Some years after the Master, our evolution would follow. Until I had the honor of surpassing my lord. For my transgression, I earned a new kind of reward. Agony. There was only one possible outcome. My eternal damnation. Raziel was to suffer the fate of traitors and weaklings, to burn forever in the bowels of the lake of the dead. Cast him in. Tumbling, burning with white-hot fire, I plunged into the depths of the abyss. Unspeakable pain, relentless agony. Time ceased to exist. Only this torture and a deepening hatred of the hypocrisy that damned me to this hell. An eternity passed, and my torment receded, bringing me back from the precipice of madness. The descent had destroyed me, and yet I lived.
Raziel, you are worthy. I know you, Raziel. You are worthy.
What madness is this? What pitiful form is this that I have come to inhabit? Death would be a release next to this travesty.
You did not survive the abyss, Raziel. I have only spared you from total dissolution.
I would choose oblivion over this existence.
The choice is not yours.
I am destroyed.
You are reborn. The birth of one of Kain's abominations traps the essence of life. It is this soul that animates the corpse you lived in. And that, Raziel, is the demise of Nosgoth. There is no balance. The souls of the dead remain trapped. I cannot spin them in the wheel of fate. They cannot complete their destinies. Redeem yourself. Or if you prefer, avenge yourself. Settle your dispute with Kain. Destroy him and your brethren. Free their souls and let the wheel of fate churn again. Use your hatred to reave their souls. I can make it possible. Become my soul reaver, my angel of death.
Alright guys, so that was the opening cinematics. I did have to do a bit of sneaky editing in order to actually make some of it work, but for all we need to know is Raziel is now a Wraith, and we are gonna just move along. So we need to head up this way. And this is the first important thing in the world.
These gates twist space, laying a path across great spans.
That sounds very confusing, but the basic gist of it is this is a warp gate. There are many of them in the game, and each of them, I'll show you. Each of them has a different icon that you can go to. But we can't go to any of them, because we haven't unlocked them. You need to find them in order to activate them. Let's continue on. Let's see, that's crouch. That's fight. I got this. There we go.
You must feed.
The old hunger has left me. I have no desire for blood.
You are changed. Your bloodthirst is replaced by a deeper need. You have become a devourer of souls.
Lovely.
To sustain your strength, you must hunt the lost spirits of the underworld and consume the souls of your enemies.
So in order to feed on souls, it is a way of basically restoring our health. The souls basically give us health, and when we're at full health, we are able to do things that we can't normally do when we are at minimal health. But for now, all you need to know is that once your health bar is glowy, you are fine. Thank God this game was optimized for PC. Oh, it feels so good. So now we're doing a crouch jump, and basically this is the tutorial. We're learning stuff.
Your wings, though ruined, are not without purpose. Take hold of them as you leap, and they will carry you across this chasm.
Our wings effectively become a glider. We can use them to glide. And now we're going to meet our first enemies in the game.
What scabrous wretches are these?
Sure, the scavengers of the underworld. Their feral hunger has claimed countless souls, spirits who now shall never find their rest.
How very dark. These are Shkua, I believe he says. To attack, we use... Well, basically the whole point is attack them until their face goes red, and then once they go red, they're going to start trying to escape. The main goal is chase them until they're both dead, and then you feed on their corpses. It's very simple. Effectively, these are the only enemies we'll be facing in the underworld for now. But basically, yes, we kill them. We kill them good. No, I don't want to push, I want to go up. Once we're done there, we can head across here. Now this looks a bit like water, and that's because it is. We are in a spiritual realm. The material realm, which is where the living live, is what we're about to discover now.
These portals are your conduit between the spectral and material realms. With their aid, you may gather matter and will yourself to become manifest in the physical world. This is taxing, however. Your strength must first be fully restored. You require no conduit to return to this plane. You may abandon your physical body at any time.
So basically, this game revolves around shifting between two different realms. You can shift in the spiritual realm, where water is basically air, or you can go to the physical realm, which is where we're going to be spending most of the game. So, we will cast a spell, and we can only cast them on those little segments there, the little lights.
Sustain your strength to prolong your manifestation in the physical world. If you fail to feed or absorb too many wounds, this fragile matter will dissolve.
That is also a point of note. In the physical realm, if you take too many wounds, fall in water, or if you don't feed for long enough, you will return to the spiritual realm.
You are young yet, Raziel. You still retain many of your vampiric weaknesses. Immersion in water, while not fatal, will dissolve your physical body, forcing your return to the spirit world. Be aware that in the spectral realm, water has neither heft nor lift. It stands as thin as air.
Good to note. Just glide over the water. But basically, the longer Raziel is in the material world, the more his health will deplete. You have to kill enemies in order to keep alive.
Creatures.
Do you not recognize them? They are the children of your brother, Duma.
That's impossible. These foul, scuttling beasts could not be kin of our high blood.
Do you suppose that time stood still for you, Raziel? Much has changed since you passed from the world of men.
Let's just say Raziel's brothers are having a bit of an issue.
I knew my opponent's weaknesses, having suffered them myself. Physical wounds are fleeting. Vampire's immortal flesh begins to close as soon as it is cleaved. Vampires need only fear those wounds that impale or inflame. Water scorches like acid, and fledglings are devastated by sunlight's touch. I would have to modify my tactics to suit my foes.
So for these foes, we have a slightly different way that we fight them. Fight them, grapple them, and then try and kill them in a variety of ways. Throwing them in water works.
From the flesh, a creature's soul fades swiftly into the spectral realm. Draw it in quickly, Raziel, or you will be compelled to follow.
This is basically teaching you that souls can only stay around for a short amount of time after being killed by an enemy, or they will end up in the spiritual realm. So it's all just sort of teaching you how to play. Alright, let's impale this guy. And because this is an Eidos-published game, there are block puzzles.
Your physical prowess surpasses what you knew in life. Even massive obstacles can be moved effortlessly.
Alright. We now need to move the block this way. Also, that's a human they killed. That's sad. You basically just need to push it over here, and that should help us get out. Now, in the lake that we killed that first enemy, you may have noticed there was something behind some iron bars. Basically, we're going to come back and get that later. We can't get it at the moment. But it is a power-up, and we will get that when we can. For now, let's continue this way and make it to the next new area.
The sanctuary of the clans reduced to ruin. Beyond these walls lay the pillars of Nosgoth, the seat of Kain's empire. How humble it now appeared, collapsing into the dust of its former magnificence. And yet, I had only just emerged. In the instant between my execution and resurrection, centuries had apparently passed.
This world is wrecked with cataclysms. The earth strains to shrug off the pestilence of Kain's parasitic empire. The fate of this world was preordained in an instant by a solitary man. Unwilling to martyr himself to restore Nosgoth's balance, Kain condemned the world to the decay you see. In that moment, the unraveling began. Now it is nearly played out. Nosgoth teeters on the brink of collapse. Its fragile balance cannot hold.
Quite simply, Nosgoth, the world that this place is set in, basically there were 9 pillars. The 9 pillars basically kept balance, it was like, it kept your harmony, but when the pillars started to decay in the original game, things got a bit wrong, and the pillars were tied to guardians, and the guardians had to be killed in order to get rid of the corruption, because the corruption was coming from the guardians. So, the thing to note, Kain was a guardian, but he decided not to kill himself, and thus the Pillar of Balance, which was the one that he was represented with, continued to corrupt, and that's why the world is basically dying. Our job is simply to fix Kain's mistake, kill the bugger, and keep everything okay. But Raziel also has a lot of personal grudges against Kain, which I find absolutely hilarious. Anyway, let's head in here. And we will reach our first warp gate, and it will also be the ending point for this episode of the Let's Play. So, in the next episode, we're going to continue our adventures after we've unlocked this warp gate. And hopefully, we'll be able to see what we can do about these vampires that are causing problems. But that will be in the next episode. If you enjoy the look of this game and you want to see more, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you're a new subscriber, click that bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you'll be notified of all new videos being uploaded. And as always, guys, I'll see you next time. Goodbye, guys.